We have quite an interesting situation within Jubilee. And let me just say in advance, Jubilee supporters, I'm not against you. I'm just reporting what's happening, what is unfolding. And by the way, the latest developments does not mean Jubilee is losing. Far from it. I think it is going to be very difficult to defeat Jubilee in this election. Anyway, the situation within Jubilee is very interesting. Let me just illustrate it to you in a clear way so that you understand. I've already done one video, or rather one audio with pictures, where I have portrayed the situation as that of a man going to marry a second wife when the first wife is still in the house. Because that's what Jubilee have done in bringing in Kano. Because remember, Kano have also been promised certain positions within the, when they form the next government, Kano have been promised certain positions. Now, where does this leave Bwana Ruto? Currently, he's sitting tight. And my gut feeling is that he'll sit tight even as we go into the elections and retain his position as deputy president. Constitutionally cannot be removed from that post. So I think he's going to take advantage of that, but he's going to use all his position and his resources to campaign for whoever is going to campaign for. And to be very honest with you, I don't think that's going to be Jubilee. You see, a very interesting situation already is developing on the ground. You know, the kind of confusion this kind of situation can bring in. We have the Baringo Senator seat currently held by Gideon Moi. Mr. Markomen, who is mtu wa mkono wa Ruto, is a henchman, has said very clearly that they have a very strong candidate for that post and they're sure they're going to win. And guess which ticket that person is going to run under? Jubilee. On the other hand, the deal which Jubilee has made with Kano very clearly and categorically states that Jubilee will not field a candidate in Baringo for senator. So where does that leave us? I think what is bound to happen is that since Ruto is no longer calling the shots within Jubilee, Jubilee will not field a candidate in Baringo. But, well, let's wait and see what happens. Let me not speculate. But you can begin to understand the kind of confusion that's going to come in. You cannot have two wives under the same roof. And to make matters worse, you choose your second wife, who you've brought in under the same roof. You choose a woman who your wife, your first wife, hates with all her guts and her heart and her everything. So you choose that wife, na unamleta nyumbani, and you expect them to stay under the same roof. Oh, definitely that won't work. And I think we are going to see a lot of fireworks on that end. But what I really wanted to dwell on today is how interesting. I wanted to have a bird's eye view on the developments as we go into the elections. You know, it is really fascinating. Who would have guessed that in the 2017 elections, Daniel Toroitich arap Moi, former president of Kenya, would play such a key role? Such a key role. Because Moi meets with former First Lady Mama Ngina, and then everything changes. Yeah? It was followed by the pronouncements by Gideon. Because those who follow me closely will remember that, and I don't report rumors. I don't report rumors. I normally report things that are verified, things that I know are true. Now, before this whole issue came out, I had said that Moi is supporting NASA. My source of that information? Zipporah Kitoni. Zipporah Kitoni is related to the former president. Actually, they're first cousins. Long time ago, when Moi was still in school as a small boy, his home was very far away. So normally during school holidays, he would come and would spend the whole holidays with Zipporah's family. Of course, Zipporah was a very young girl then, much younger than Moi, of course. But that's how far they go. So Zipporah went into a funeral and she reported that Moi is supporting NASA. Looking back, I think that was a bait for Uhuru and company. You know, ni kama kitishio fulani. Because she reported and she said that she has been with Moi and Moi is definitely on the NASA side. And even Kanu started showing signs. They attended the very first NASA meeting. The Secretary General was there. And he gave apologies for his chairman, and he said his chairman was very much with NASA. Gideon Moi has also been seen with the NASA people. So that was the background. And all this smells of Moi tactics. I think what is happening here is that since the general elections in 2013, there's been a battle going on between Moi, because don't fool yourself for a minute that Moi is retired. Once a politician, always a politician. Once you're used to calling the shots, you feel like a fish out of water when you're not calling the shots. So what happened after the 2013 election is that there's been a constant battle between Moi, the older Moi I'm talking about, and Ruto. And this is very sensitive. I can report to you that one of the times when they had a big fallout, or there was a clash of interests for the president, was over the issue of Mutula Kilonzo, the late Mutula Kilonzo, the late senator for Makueni. What happened is that the senator was a witness at the ICC. And as you know, one of the first things that the president and the deputy president did when they got into office was to ensure that they make those cases go away, which they did very effectively. Now, the situation came about whereby the late Mutula was in the crosshairs of those who wanted to get people out of the way, anybody related to the ICC. And when Mutula's case came up, the former president made it very clear that Mutula was to be left alone, that not a hair from Mutula's head was to be touched. Well, what happened was that Ruto's council overruled Moi's council. Yeah? And as you know, Mutula went to be with his maker. Now you can read my book, why Mutula was murdered. It explains in great detail how he was murdered. You can of course get the book free as a member of the 595 club, so you don't have to worry about that. That was the most high-tech assassination in the history of, I believe, Africa. Yeah? Maybe if I can talk very briefly about it. Ephedrine was used. Ephedrine is a substance found in cough mixtures, but in the right dose it can be lethal. Yeah, and what happened was that there were some tablets which the late senator was taking, and all that was done was to increase the content. You see, like for example, if it was 5 milligrams, it was increased to 200 milligrams. But then the tablet was made compact so that it just looks the same as the other ones. And then these tablets were introduced, and that's what killed the late senator. Well, you can read the details in the book. Just drop me an email and I'll send it to you. Because as a member of Club 595 or 895, you have free access to all this. Or if you have an old copy, because I know some of your older subscribers, you can just go back and refer to it and see what happened. So, in that particular incident, Moi made his anger and his protest public. How did he do this? He did not attend Mutula's funeral. He gave some excuse, but those who know the old man well, he was really pissed off. So anyway, that's just one incident, but there's been a lot of back and forth between Ruto and Moi. So I believe now Moi believes in his heart that he has got the clincher. What will really fix Ruto? Because Ruto, to be honest, the deputy president is in a very tight position. He folded up his URP, so he doesn't. Technically speaking, he does not have a party. Okay, if he was to bolt tomorrow, he does not have a party to operate with. A lot of people criticized him for that, but personally, I hold a different view. Going from the information I have and the way I've been observing his henchmen and his supporters behaving, the issue of a party is a non-issue. I'll tell you why. Just the way Ruto acquired URP, he can acquire any of these small parties around, and then things will happen. One party I'm keeping a very close eye on is a little known party called Kadu Asili. This is the party being used at the coast by his people to seek very senior posts, and he has been doing a lot of groundwork for a long time, and I believe he has got a fair chance of his people getting in the coast, and many other areas in the country. And maybe I just might as well repeat this because it seems a lot of you missed, because I got emails from you, oh, this information you're advertising is not there. I talked about what Ruto's supporters, what Ruto's henchmen are doing and what they're saying. Well, they're telling people, let me just repeat because it's already there, it's in an earlier report I sent you right at the bottom, but let me just make it clear. What Ruto's people are saying is that don't vote for NASA, don't vote for Jubilee. None of them can help you. Yeah? Vote for me as an individual. Vote for Kadu Asile. That's what they're saying. So we can begin to see the possibilities here of where Ruto will go. Because to be honest, I cannot envisage a situation whereby Ruto runs as the president's running mate and Kanu and Gideon Moi are still in the mix. Honestly, I can't. Because there will be so many, in fact, they will not even be able to go through the primaries. Because as I've already told you, there's a situation in Baringo over the senatorship, yeah, where Ruto's people want to field somebody who they're sure is going to win, because obviously they've been plotting to remove Gideon. And then Jubilee, the other Jubilee, I don't even know how to call them now. Jubilee proper and Kanu are already in a pact, in a binding pact, of which they have agreed they'll not field anybody in Baringo for the senator's post. And the same situation is replicated in a lot of other areas around the Rift Valley and in fact countrywide. So it remains to be seen how these guys are going to operate. But going forward, I have a feeling, I think the only way out for Ruto is to skip ship, jump ship. But the big question is, what is he going to do after jumping ship? Can we possibly envisage out of our wildest dreams an alliance of sorts with NASA? I don't think that is out of question. Really, I don't think it's out of question. I already know that insiders at NASA are watching the situation very carefully. I already know that they're sending out feelers to the deputy president. So we could have a situation whereby we could have the Mois with Jubilee for the Kalenjin vote and Ruto with the NASA. Yeah, not, of course, it's not going to fold up whatever party is going to come up with, but whatever party, whether it's Kadu Asile or whatever that they will field, will be in a kind of an alliance with NASA. Now that is fascinating. That's very interesting. So the situation now here, the big question will be, another big question will be, who has got more Kalenjin votes? Moi and San, ama Ruto? Most people believe it is Ruto. But as I've said before, the Kalenjin vote depends on who is going to be the winning horse. If you can convince them you're going to be the winning horse, and that's it, you've got it. But this is going to be an interesting situation because Ruto out of Jubilee will definitely mean Gideon is promised the deputy presidency. It means the Gideon will be a running mate. So we'll have two Kalenjins running as running mates on different sides. Wow, that will be extremely interesting. This is historical because nothing like that has happened in Rift Valley. And this is why I had said earlier on that I see the Kalenjin vote possibly being a split vote. Okay? I see it possibly being a split vote. But all these are theories, ladies and gentlemen, because right now things are still unfolding. The dust has not settled. Tomorrow, anything can happen tomorrow. But what we can see, or what is very clear, is that we cannot have both Ruto and Moi within Jubilee. I hope you see that. A lot of people don't see that. Both Ruto and Moi cannot operate within Jubilee. One of them has to leave, okay, for the new alliance, for the new election. I think that's it for now. I will keep you posted. There are quite a number of other recordings I'll do. I'm sorry I've not really been up to date, but as far as members are concerned, but I'm correcting that very quickly. We'll have a lot of information flying your way this weekend, so hopefully you'll have a very interesting weekend thinking through the situation politically and what's happening here and there. Okay, thanks guys. In a little bit I will be with you again with another recording. Thanks. Bye.